Hi, in this video we are going to work a problem that has some more difficult numbers. So let's do 46 is 78% of what number? And first thing we have to do is figure out what pieces we've been given and what piece we're looking for. 46 is the part. Is always a clue that the number associated with it is the part. 78% is pretty clearly the percent. Of what number means that we're looking for the whole, because we always take parts of wholes. So now that we know what pieces we have and what we're looking for, let's set up the percent formula. 78 goes over 100 because it's the percent, and 46 is the part, so it stays on top. W represents the whole that we're looking for. Now that our percent formula is set up, let's see if we can find an easy link. Well, between 78 and 46, there is no easy link. So there's no shortcut that we can take here, and our only choice to solve this problem is to use cross multiplication. So when I cross multiply, I'm going to take 78 times W and set it equal to 46 times 100. If you're not sure how to do this or what it means, you can watch another video on cross multiplication, but for now I'm just going to show you what happens when we cross multiply. What we do is we get a new formula that is just rewritten. It's equal in value to the original equation, but this equation is going to be easier to solve because W is being multiplied by 78. All we have to do to find W is undo the multiplication with division. So I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 78. This is great because now I can just get rid of my 78 over 78 and I have W equal to whatever this is. So to figure out this answer, I need to turn my fraction into a division problem. And it looks like this. 4600 goes on the inside, 78 goes on the outside. Now this is really where the most work lies because we're doing double-digit long division. So to help us do that, I'm going to take 78 and round it to 80 and use that to make an estimate table. So here I have the 80 times table, and I got that by first writing the 8 times table and then adding 1 0 to each number, and I get 80 times 1, 80 times 2, 80 times 3, and so on. That's going to help me to guess how many times 78 goes into the number as I work my way through the problem. So 78 doesn't go into 4, doesn't go into 46. It will definitely go into 460, and it's either going to be 5 or 6 times. 5 looks like it's low, and 6 looks like it could be a little high. So I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to do 78 times 5. 8 times 5 is 40. 7 times 5, 35, plus 4 is 39. Now the difference from 390 to 460, that's 10 to 460 more is 70. So there's not enough to put another group of 78 in. So it is in fact 5 times, and I need to remember to put that on top. And 5 times 78 we already know is 390. And when I subtract, I get my difference, my remainder of 70. Okay. Now I bring down the next number and we do it again. 78 goes into 700. Well, when I look through my estimate table, I see that 9 times might be a little high, and 8 times could be a little low. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 78 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 6. 7 times 8 is 56, plus 6 is 62. And from 24 to 700, the difference is 76. Wow, it's really close, but it's not enough to fit another group of 78 in. So that goes in 8 times. 624 goes down below, and we subtract. 9 minus 2 is 7. This we don't need to write the 0 here. So the remainder is 76. And really, I ought to divide this a little bit further so that I know whether or not I should round my number. So let me add a decimal and a 0. And I bring down one more 0. And you know, I actually don't even need to divide it all the way. I know that 78 times is going to go into 760 at least 9 times, or it can't go in 10 times. So that's enough to tell me that I can round my number to 59. And I'm going to change this to approximately equal to, because it's not exactly 59. I'm rounding my answer here. Now, if your problem specifies that you need to round to the nearest tenth, then you would need to continue this division and divide it out one more place. Or if it said to the nearest hundredth, you would even need to add 2 more zeros and keep dividing. Enough to give you that extra digit so that you can round. But I think you get the idea here. And I'm just going to use this tenths place to round to the nearest whole number. And I get my answer that 46 is 78% of about 59. And that's how you would solve a problem when you end up having to use cross multiplication.